Hello again, and welcome to Huddle Psychology, another session with me, Rahul Nair. In our last session, we talked about the importance of being likable at your workplace, and I shared, I think, around 10 proven strategies for you to become more likable in your workplace, in your office environment. Today, we're going to talk about something different, something still interesting. Today's topic is going to be about how we can become more decisiveness. So, mastering the art of decision making. So, that's the topic of discussion today. So, before we get into the strategies and tips on how we can become more decisive, let's begin with a small introduction, as always. So, let me ask you this thing, a question. How many decisions do you think you have made today? 5, 10, 50, 100? Well, you would be surprised if I was to tell you that an average adult makes around 35,000 decisions in any given day. 35,000 decisions. Now, that is a lot of choices. A lot of choices that one makes in any given day. But what if one finds himself or herself stuck, unable to close decisions, procrastinating, maybe doubting? What happens then? Well, worry not. I'm here to share some strategies, around 8 strategies for you to become far more decisive in both your workplace, your relationships, and in life in general. So let's kind of get on with that. Before we get into the strategies, let's ask ourselves, why does becoming more decisive matter? Why does it matter? So, when we talk about decisiveness, we are not just talking about quick choices, making quick decisions or quick choices. We are talking about making thoughtful, confident decisions without excessive delay. Making thoughtful decisions, confident decisions without excessive delay, without overthinking something. So that's what being decisive means. Now, research published in the Journal of Organizational Behavior shows that decisive individuals are generally seen as more competent. They are seen as more trustworthy, and people who make decisive decisions, who are seen as more decisive, are also seen as effective leaders. So, if you want to be more productive, confident, and respected, then mastering the art of decision making is key, is very, very important. So, that is a little bit of a small intro into decisiveness and what it really means and why it is kind of important. Now, let's jump into the 8 strategies that I really want to share with you, tips on how you can improve your decision making skills. Number 1, this shouldn't come as a surprise to you, define your priorities. So, the first step of decisiveness is knowing what matters most to you. Because if you know that, then you can align, you can look at all the options in front of you and then compare that with your priority. And then decide which one, what decision you need to actually take. So define your priorities so that you can evaluate your options against those priorities. So that's number one tip for becoming more decisive. Number two, set time limits. One of the reasons why we struggle with decision making is we tend to overthink things. So, setting a time limit helps with that. Maybe you can set aside a couple of minutes for small decisions, and for bigger, more important decisions, maybe a day, maybe a week. But once you set a timeline, once you set a deadline, it's important you stick with it, stick to it. So, stick to a set timeline or deadline for you to make decisions. So, that's the second strategy, second tip. Third tip is embrace imperfections. Now, that is very, very important for me to say, because remember, no decision taken in real time is 100% perfect. There's always going to be something missing. There is information everywhere. You're not going to be able to assess and evaluate all the options in real time. So, no decision is 100% perfect, and you should be okay with that. Analysis paralysis happens when you're trying to find a perfect solution to a problem every time. And instead of doing that, focus on choosing an option that is kind of good enough for now. So that's very, very important for us to understand. Embrace imperfections. We should be okay with taking decisions that are good enough for now. Number four, use the 80-20 rule. This is also known as the Pareto principle, which basically is a fantastic tool for decision making, and it says focus on the 20% of factors that are going to have the biggest impact, and then don't focus on the lesser details, things that are probably not going to have that much impact on your decision. Focus on 20% of the factors that is going to have the biggest impact. So, for example, if you're going to choose a new job that you want to get into, maybe you want to focus on salary, growth opportunities, culture of the organization, etc., rather than focusing an inordinate amount of time on how the office looks like, the office decor, or maybe even the commute length, etc. Maybe you need to focus on the 20% of factors that is going to have the biggest impact on your career when it comes to, say, selecting a particular job opportunity, right? So that's the 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle. Number five, gather just enough information. This is kind of linked to the earlier point of embracing imperfection, right? So while information is important, gathering too much information is going to overwhelm you, and you're going to be stuck. You're going to be paralyzed, right? It's important for us to focus on just enough information. Now, research from the Harvard Business Review shows us that for most decisions, somewhere between 60 to 70% of available information is more than enough for us to make an informed choice. So, as long as you have gathered enough information to make an informed decision, then move on. Action is always better than inaction, right? So, gather just enough information. Number six, practice making small decisions quickly. Decisiveness is like a muscle. The more you train it, the better you get at it. Right? It's just like going to the gym and exercising your muscles. The more you train, the stronger it gets. So decisiveness is no different. So practice making small decisions quickly. Start with small decisions like what you're going to eat for lunch, for example, or what outfit I'm going to wear today or tomorrow. These are rather small decisions. Try and make them as quickly as you can, and over time you will build that decision making muscle without much effort. So practice making small decisions quickly. Number 7 is an interesting one. Visualize your success. Now this is relevant if fear is holding you back, if you're worried, if you're stressed, if you're fearful about making decisions, if you think, if you fear you're going to fail by making decisions, then it's interesting and important for you to visualize your success after having made that decision. See yourself flourishing, see yourself thriving after having made that decision. And this is an important technique for you to get past that anxiety, get past your fear of failure that kind of keeps you away, holds you back from making quick enough or fast enough decisions. So visualize your success if fear and anxiety is holding you back. And then finally, trust your gut. Sometimes your intuition knows what is best even before your rational mind even gets there. Right? So studies from the APA, the American Psychological Association, reveals that trusting your gut can be a highly effective way to make decisions, especially if those are dependent on past or prior experiences and intuition. Right? So it's important to trust your gut when it comes to using your past experiences and instinct to make decisions in everyday life. So trust your gut. It can sometimes lead you the right way. It can help you make decisions quicker than your rational mind can help. So those are some 8 proven strategies to help you become a lot more decisive. So what are they? Number 1, I'll just quickly recap. Define your priorities very, very clearly. Set time limits. Thirdly, embrace imperfections. Fourth, use the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule, the 20% of factors that is going to have the biggest impact. 5, gather just enough information. Remember, 60 to 70% of available information is typically all right. It's enough for you to make an informed decision. Number 6, practice making small decisions quickly. Remember, decisiveness is like training your muscle. The more you train it, the better you become, the better your decisiveness muscle gets, right? So number 7 is visualize success if anxiety and fear is holding you back from taking decisions. Visualize yourself flourishing and thriving after having made that decision. And finally, trust your gut, because your gut instincts can maybe get to solutions and decisions far quicker than your rational mind. It's especially important if you're going to make decisions based on your prior experience and instincts. So those are 8 proven strategies to help you become more decisive in your workplace, in your relationships, and broadly in your life. So I want to close off with a challenge like last time. Over the next coming week, pick up any of these strategies and try and put it into practice and see how it works for you. See how much progress you're able to make when it comes to making decisions. Maybe practicing making small decisions quickly. Try and use that tip. See how you progress. Use any of the tips and see how your decision making kind of keeps improving over a period of time, and share your stories in the comment section below. I'll be excited to listen and watch and read your stories. So that's what decisiveness is all about, what we covered in this session. So as an exit, clarity, remember, clarity comes from action and not inaction. Trust yourself and decide with confidence. That's what I want to leave you with. And like always, if you liked this video, please like it, share it with as many people as you can, so that we can share this knowledge with as many people as we can. And subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And I'll come back and see you next week with another interesting topic that affects our everyday life. And until then, before that, if there's anything that you want to talk to me about, person to person, one-on-one, on a one-on-one session basis, As always, you can reach me on my email address rahul@huddlepsychology.com. Write to me. I look forward to hearing from you, and I'll try my best to respond as quickly as possible and try and help you to the best of my abilities. So, until next time, keep flourishing. Bye bye.